In Mesa, Arizona. How about a big round of applause for Mr. Brett Fera? Brett, come on out. Good to have you back, sir. Welcome. Get all plugged in. And how are you? How's 2013 treating you?
I heard you say earlier, I can't believe it either, that it's already 2013, but it's been an interesting one so far, and probably will be an interesting one for the next, 49 weeks or 50 weeks?
I don't want to brag, but so far, this is my best year ever.
I've heard that. They were talking about that earlier, so.
So what's going on in Mesa? Fill us in.
You know, it's with the new year, obviously last year, we talked last month kind of about the big stories of 2012, and the election obviously was a big one. And locally, it was kind of a low-profile story because a lot of the elected officials ran unopposed for their seats, so it wasn't a shocker when we saw their names come up on the ticket in November. But it posed an interesting question. You know, they were all re-sworn in or re-inaugurated this past week with a big ceremony here in Mesa. And an interesting question is, you know, when those four, it's the mayor, Scott Smith, Dennis Kavanaugh, Dave Richins, and Alex Finter, are all in their last terms and, again, running unopposed. And so one of our reporters, and I think he did a pretty good job with it, he kind of asked the question, how do you stave off that sort of lame duck status and everything? And I think their answers were all pretty telling and pretty great, a sign of what's to come for this year, especially in the next few years for Mesa. You know, we talked about last month those big stories and how they're going to continue in 2013, and that was kind of their answer, was that, you know, everything is ongoing. We can't just stop and ride out the next couple of years of our term. We've got to keep running, and a lot of them are so dedicated to this city and what they do and where they live, basically, that I have a feeling we're going to see some more great things, and it's going to be interesting in a couple of years when we get a new vision on or new view, I guess, for lack of a better word, on the council. But I'm pretty happy, you know, as somebody invested in this city, that we've got some leaders that take so much pride in it. So that was a big thing this week, was them getting re-inaugurated and, you know, having that happen right now and get in the new year running. So
cool. And I know there's a real estate agent here in
yeah, that was a fun one this week too. That I apologize for having to keep tabs on my notes. Doug Hopkins is his name. I got to talk to him last week. Pretty funny guy. And yesterday was the premiere of this season. He's on a show called Property Wars on Discovery Channel. So if you've seen Storage Wars or any of those where the people bid and battle for what's in a storage unit, he's doing the same thing, but he's doing it around the East Valley and the whole valley with bank-owned properties and auctions and things like that. And I saw something that said, you know, he's purchasing up to 150 homes a month and just turning them around. And I mean, pretty amazing. I mean, wow. To think that you can have that kind of, you know, that kind of speed with something like that. It took me 6 months to get through my home buying process, so I can't imagine 150 in 1 month, no matter what kind of capital you're throwing down. But
how many people? Round of applause. Have you seen Property Wars? Anybody seen it? I've seen it.
It's pretty fun. I like that they took a new spin on the Storage Wars idea.
There he is, right there. That's he's on hold.
Yeah.
5 homes a day he's buying.
Yeah.
That's I'm glad it's him and not me. Well, cool. You know what? That's good exposure, though. People all around the country are sitting back and going, "Wow, there's good deals to be had in Mesa, Arizona."
Yeah, and to be honest, none of us can deny that Mesa and the entire East Valley were hit hard by everything that went on with just the recession, but also the housing situation. But right now, that's actually a good thing. As we're coming out of it, that's the positive, is that there are great deals and great properties and homes and communities that need buyers to come in that are willing to put down roots and invest. So while he's not that guy, because he's trying to, you know, do it as part of the business, you know, it still actually does, like you say, put good exposure out there publicly for people to see it around the country. And maybe this is a great place for them to move to.
I'm thinking about a reality show starring me. And
what do you think this is?
Well, true. But I live in a storage unit. And it's like 10 by 12, $100 a month. And it's pretty good. It's a little toasty in the summer.
Somebody have to unlock you,
yeah,
let you out in the morning?
Yeah. Put a little window unit in. That went nowhere. We'll edit that out. Don't worry.
You gotta warn me of these things.
What is this we're looking at? Is that Captain Kirk?
That is Captain Kirk. William Shatner is at the Mesa Arts Center in a couple days. I think it's the 20th, if I'm not mistaken. And he's it's called Shatner's World, and it's basically his one-man show. And it's exactly what it sounds like. It's William Shatner as kooky as he can be, but he's dead serious and deadpan and the whole thing, and he's playing music and singing and reciting, poetry. I mean, it's just crazy, but it's hilarious. And I'm hoping to snag a couple tickets. They're hard to come by, but we're gonna have a contest to give a couple away on our website over the next week. So check it out on our Facebook page or take a look there. But I can't take them for myself, even as much as I'd want to.
Sure, he'll boldly go where no one-man show has ever gone before. Now, as we look at him, now let's be honest. Let's take a vote. How many people think this is his real hair? I see a chin strap. That's. He's like 93, and he's still got that same hairline.
Is that your real hair?
I'm just jealous. Yeah, this is actually a piece. Well, cool. What else is going on in Mesa?
Downtown Mesa, we got a story that's coming out in Sunday's paper that there's the Mesa Wedding Walk, which I just want to be a fly on the wall and watch these brides run around Mesa. I think it'd be just entertaining with knowing what I had to watch my wife go through with our wedding and other ones I've been a part of. I think it'd be kind of fun to see that many in one place. I've been down to the convention center, and that's just scary. That's just a whole other avenue for those big wedding expos. But this is, there's 7 specific locations in downtown Mesa. Some of them are local mom and pops inside the bungalow, Regency Gardens, some local places that really specialize and do an incredible job as a setting right in the middle of this area that is kind of this up and coming, urban, area of the East Valley. And the Marriott Mesa Phoenix Marriott Phoenix. I get it wrong. I get the words transposed, but the Phoenix Marriott Mesa is part of it also, and they're taking people around to kind of show them that this is actually a destination. So if you think destination wedding, it's not Mazatlan, it's Mesa. It's the new wave. Yeah.
I've noticed in those bridal fairs, the wedding planning and all that, that typically involves the bride.
I've been there for an expo for our, we have a bride's kind of website that we deal with, and I pawn that off on anyone I can now. It's frightening. It's a whole other avenue. They're giving away dresses, and you want to stay on the other side of the room when that number gets called. And just like the Southwest Airlines tickets here, people start trampling each other for them.
We're talking about reality shows. Have you seen all the bridal shows on, Bridezilla? You never see Groomzillas. Guys don't really care.
They'd say that that's every day, though. Yeah, that's not just bridal season, that we're that way all the time.
Guys do pretty much all their planning for the wedding at a sports bar, trying to decide where to have the bachelor party. That's pretty much it. But cool. Anything else going on in Mesa? What about the light rail?
The light rail is construction's going. Actually, a cool part of the light rail that doesn't directly affect Mesa, but will in a few years, is they're, and I don't know if it was this week or next week, but they're breaking ground and kind of celebrating the development on the other side of the valley. So we're talking the extension out to like Dunlap and almost I-17, which, that's not Mesa, that's a ways, but that's the point, is you're going to have this direct connection in a couple of years from this eastern part of this major region all the way across to pushing that Phoenix-Glendale border. That's pretty impressive. And so Mesa's kind of just status quo. The development's going on, but that part I thought was really cool for Mesa. The fact that we're going to be able to go and experience parts of the valley and not have to deal with traffic, and it's just a great resource to have in our backyard, basically.
Very cool. Well, we appreciate every month you pop it in and tell us what's going on in our city here. Thank you so much.
I heard you got something going on next month at the Wild Horse Pass.
Wow, what an unexpected surprise this is. Actually, I'm going to be doing a show on Valentine's Day.
I've convinced my wife to come with me there, so you got to be good, seriously. I've told her about this, and she's tried to find it and hasn't necessarily been able to watch yet on TV. She's still looking, but I've told her how great you are, so you got to come up.
All right, pressure's on. I'll live up to it.
Okay.
You get her there, and
all right, good deal.
A couple of cocktails. I'll be funny.
Couple sips.
Thanks. Hey, how about a big round of applause for Brett Fera? Brett, thanks for coming over.